tell you what happened before and after. But 1936 is our date where we start. So we start the conversation. So, and we've talked about restaurants. We've talked about hotels. I think that's it. We've had 2 of these, right? This is our third. This is number 3.
Yeah, I missed last
Don't
week.
forget the eating houses.
The eating houses.
Oh, is that what a restaurant is?
Well, it was, I think early on, people were just inviting people into their homes to eat. And so that term eating houses. And then restaurants evolved from the eating houses.
Huh.
So there's that. But I like this, like we go down Gay Street and we make a tea. Go and we make a tea. Go Big Orange.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, there you go. Okay, so theaters, and I'll kind of reference some other things. The Andrew Johnson Hotel is down at the bottom, and so when we talk about hotels, we also talk about restaurants and hotels. We talk about tourism. And so I'm just kind of giving you the major landmarks, and we'll go down here to this corner. But as we were coming back, we're going to go to the corner with the Tennessee Theater on it. You can see that sign down there on the side of the Tennessee. That it's one of the state markers. We're going to go to that. We're going to go look at that.
You're going to talk about the bijou.
We're going to talk about the bijou. And it also, what did you learn?
They used to show pornographic.
Yes, it was
Really?
dirty. Yeah, it was dirty.
You didn't know that?
I did not know that.
I don't know
Before-
how Ronnie knew that. but he knew that.
He heard.
Yeah, I only heard that stuff. Not funny. Where we get down here?
Well, I know it's supposed to be haunted.
Oh, yeah, no. Martha that owns the bistro in the Bijou will tell you that she never goes on to the very top floor.
Really?
Oh, yeah, I do too. They have soda water.
I love soda water.
I know you do.
How's soda water any different?
I don't know, but J-Mo only goes places with soda water.
salt, and bubbles.
Soda, salt, and carbonation.
So it's like sparkling water?
Uh-huh.
I have started drinking some more Fresca, which is grapefruit soda water. I'm going to break myself of true Coke, Pepsi, whatever.
Oh,
At
I
some
got a
point.
box of those from a party in
What?
my house. And now I'm up to like 3 a day.
Oh, Fresca?
No, Cokes.
Oh, are you really?
Oh, it's bad.
That's
I got a
unusual.
bad problem.
Dang, J-Mo.
I know, I got a bad problem.
That's so unlike you.
I know, I got bad.
Well, at least you're only drinking 3 a day.
She's talking about Coca-Cola.
Right. Right. Yeah, she is not a Coke connoisseur. She may be now though.
I know, now I've started. Hey, Paige. How's it going?
Hey, how are you?
Good. We're just walking around.
Okay.
Talk about history.
Doing our local lore.
Woo-woo. I saw your underwriting on East Tennessee PBS.
Oh, you did? Yeah. That's awesome.
You got an underrating?
They're advertising me.
Oh, nice.
Okay, so here we go.
Tennessee barn dance.
Stobbs Theater. This is where it was. And if you got the pictures, there's a picture of Stobbs Theater. And there it is. There you go. There you go.
It's the Toulouse-Lautrec version.
Yeah. So, yeah, it's over that. And opened in 1872.
Wow.
And then the son of Peter Staub, who opened it, after he died in 1904, renamed it the Lyric. So this is Staub's and the Lyric, and it may talk about the Lyric on that side of it. Yeah, it was more of a theater with things like opera and things that were not motion picture house.
Not yet.
Yeah. Although, and there's the lyric. So there's the vaudeville. And in the 1940s, the Tennessee Barn Dance was here. So, okay, and then across the street, after 1909, you had the Bijou. And we've talked about the Bijou when we talked about hotels, and there was a restaurant in there. Of course, the Bijou was the Lamar House Hotel that became the Bijou, like I said, in 1909. And it was, the lyric, by the way, was demolished in 1956.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, it was on this side. It was right here, yeah. Yeah, and of course the Bijou's still here, saved by Knox Heritage. It's been everything. It's been pornography. It's also been like, I heard it was a used car. They were selling used cars in there.
Really?
Yeah, I don't know how that worked, but
Well, it does kind of have a car entrance.
yeah, maybe they were just going in there.
If I'm correct.
In there? All right.
I didn't hear.
Is the gay club.
Oh, no. Yeah.
Across,
I can't remember the name of it. There was a carousel at UT.
right.
But then this was one here too.
Huh.
All right, so let's head down the road. Now, that was a theater, and the Bijou was a proper theater, right? And I think they showed, well, I know they showed some dirty movies over there. Anyway, I want to differentiate that from motion picture houses, because we're headed into motion picture houses.
Ah.
Motion picture.
They might have shown motion pictures, but this was built to be for that. Yeah, it was built before motion pictures.
And before the Bijou started showing motion pictures, was it a stage?
Yeah, there's a stage in there.
Yeah, but I mean, was it a stage theater
Yes.
that had
Yeah. And they still do stage stuff there.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, like I saw Annie there in the
Brand
80s.
now? Oh,
So that's
That's cool.
yeah, he's supposed to be here. Anushka, Audrey's daughter.
yeah, so there's definitely a stage in there. And there's a stage in the Tennessee Theater. But these were like also, because they have a stage, they're also serving more traditional kinds of theater, like traditional in the theater sense, not cinema. Right?
The cinema in the Tennessee is usually
Something, yeah, you can do. A lot of these got converted when there's motion pictures. So early motion picture houses, we're going to talk about when we get up here, because they're also being used to cover air conditioners. People, go to the theater because there's before, but that was where early air conditioning was.
Were these there's air conditioning introduced in the 30s to these theaters?
Well, some of the early ones we're going to talk about down here had air conditioning even before that. So I don't know if they were all built with air conditioner or they all have air conditioner now, I bet.
oh yeah. Nobody would go.
Yeah. So yeah, if you were staying in a hotel, we've talked about where you might eat. And now we're going to talk about where you might see a show in 1936.
Nice.
Okay, so
Were there any theaters down by the train station or not?
good question. Yes. Yeah. And we'll talk about that. So let's go back across the street because we'll be able to see better.
Oh, that's a good idea.
Yeah.
We can do it in 2 seconds.
In 2 seconds, run. Everyone run.
I mean, what are they going to do? Run over us?
Yes. Yes, if you've ever been a pedestrian.
Yeah.
Oh, The Outsiders.
I wonder if,
I would love to see The Outsiders. I didn't know that was happening.
huh.
Wonder if tickets are.
Oh, that's one of the Broadway. Is that one of the Broadway shows?
I think so. Is it tonight?
I don't know.
I missed that. That's a Gen X classic.
We can look it up.
It's a Gen X classic.
Yeah, I know.
Okay, so here we have the Tennessee Theater.
Right directly across from Wallace downtown.
Across from Wallace Real Estate downtown. 865-321-1111.
Yep.
Okay, so we have the Tennessee Theater, and it was built in 1928.
As a movie theater.
It has a stage, so I think it was sort of doing both. You know what I mean? Like the Bijou is and the Staub, those are the older theaters, so those are going to be more. They probably had to be retrofitted if they were showing movies, which they were at the Bijou, but they have stages now. The Tennessee has a stage, so I think it had like a dual purpose.
Yeah.
You know?
Kind of a multi-use theater, maybe.
Yeah, the Riviera, which is on down, we'll walk down there. So this Riviera is new. It's from my time. This was like a Haslam.
Oh, it's like the
It was like
yeah.
one of the early
Haslam-
renovation projects.
Haslam gave the money to spark downtown.
Well, it was a different building.
Yes.
Yeah. So this building, this Riviera replaced, and the pictures are in Ronnie's file of the old building, and so that is a new building. But
And they still line
the old
up.
Riviera was a cinema motion picture.
Because we went there on that sort of stuff.
You did. My mom said she went to the Chipmunk Club.
Yeah,
Or maybe
they
it was
had
the
that,
Tennessee.
something like that.
Where was Chipmunk Club? In the Riviera. Yeah.
The new
I
Riviera
never
is in the
went,
same
but I know that.
lot as the old one.
Same location, yeah. And there's a picture of the building in the text. And the old Riviera had 1,200 seats and was built in 1920 and was there until 1988.
Wow.
Tore it down and built the building.
Well, I don't know. It may have been I don't remember. Brian, was it a gap there for a while?
There was a gap
There
there.
was a gap.
The gap still exists a little bit right there beside Nama.
Okay. I've only been to the new.
Oh, cute. I catch all the dogs on the videos. We can walk. They still got some shows in there. They still show some movies in there. It's Regal, but yeah, they don't have the flashing. I don't know. I assume they're still open. Sign's still up on top, Regal Riviera. It's got some lights on in the inside.
So some of these theaters, they hopped around a bit, but since we're focused on 1936, we're going to stick with that, right? So you've got the Riviera here, and then
Is there a theater on Market Square also?
there's two.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I just think I'm going to show you those buildings. Because these buildings, the buildings where the ones I'm getting ready to talk about, they're gone. So you don't really get a sense of what the building would have been like. But there was one here at the corner of Gay and Union, which this is Union.
All right.
And this was one of the early theaters. It was built in 1914.
Wow.
AC. That's early AC. So they're getting a lot of their business from early AC, air conditioning.
Wow.
What was the name of it?
The Queen.
The Queen
The
Theater.
Queen. Yep. The Queen.
There's a theater in Maryville that says just it's only about 16 feet wide, you know. And it just
That's what the,
shot
yeah.
down.
And there's one in Lenore City too.
Yeah, I think
So,
that was called the Lyric
The
too.
Queen was somewhere in this block, and that building is not there. But this is roughly where it is. I mean, you know, and you're right there. The Riviera's right there. So it's a lot of small theater. We're used to, like, when I grew up, there was like theaters. I don't know how many seats they had, but it was like 2-screener, right? And now we get these, like, it's a whole different ball game.
18,
Yeah.
24
Yeah.
screens.
And of course, Miller's is here. We're going to talk about department stores at some point.
Oh, cool.
Maybe next time. Okay.
A muscle car. Buick Skylark.
How are you? Hey, how are you?
Cruise Farm moved.
Cubic engines.
Oh, we picked a good night for this, J-Mo. We got some music and everything. Oh, well, they're taking stuff out.
Gotta keep on to the grind. Gotta keep moving, fall behind. You said that you're on the mind. That's how I get in my time. Now shall be made out. Said the wrong place right now. Which is crazy as hell. What about me? I'm downtown. Leave that I'm versatile. Check out the style. Like miles and miles. And the bitch you up. And the inside side.
What?
Yeah. Everybody see it. You can go around the corner, though. See it. This is fine. Okay, so that was the Strand Theater. And I think the theater was probably like in that building. It's an older building, some remnant of theater, but it was later Lerner, which was like a women's clothing store. But that was the location of the Strand Theater. So I think that was the conversion.
Is that where the lofts are now?
Yeah, and now it's condos. But there's a picture of the Strand. Let me go in your
So the Strand was only as wide as that storefront?
Yeah, I think that one section of it. I mean, it would be interesting to go in there and poke around in the building.
His younger brother.
Oh, your brother. It would be interesting to go in there and poke around. I'll show you a picture of it. Somebody say, where are you right now? Okay, let me find where I sent it to you. Because that does not seem right. You're seeing how I can't work my phone even.
No, it's on your face. It's not on your phone.
Oh, it is good. Okay.
Yeah, I ain't gonna expose your text messages.
Texting. Let's see y'all. Let's see if this is it. Oh my God. I'm about to give up. Here we go. Let me just find where I texted you. On the ringtone.
Roo. Happy Hollow.
When does that start?
May 9th.
What is it?
Hollow.
Hollowroo. Down happy, yeah. I'll do a commercial break.
Did you see it? Yes.
Okay, I'm just gonna, in order to do this,
Oh,
There's one over there that's nothing but politicians.
oh, is there? Ed Schaus is up through there somewhere.
Ed Schaus is up there.
Well, no, we're looking at bricks. Oh, there it
That's the
is.
Joy. I did the wrong one. That is over. We're gonna talk about suburban cinemas. That's in Happy Hollow.
Oh, really?
That's where the
Relic.
no across from
Not
Relics,
Relics,
where the tea room or whatever it is.
Oh, the tea room.
The which I think is still there.
No, it's not. That's
It's Pirate Evap or
yeah.
Pirate Vap.
Vape or something.
The
Vape.
theater, that's it, where you had your birthday party. Was
That is
it?
not it. No, it's down the street from that.
Was
Oh,
that building
there's the Strand.
theater
I don't think so.
That does look
That's
like
the
that
Strand.
building.
That's the Lerner Loft. That was for Strand.
That does look like the same building.
Yeah, it's got the brackets.
Yep.
So that's the Strand.
Huh.
Okay.
That would have been at the corner of Wall and Gay.
The Strand was listed under movie houses, and I'll show you the
in
dates.
1936?
In 1936. But it was built in 1917. 1917, but before it was the Strand, it was something called the Gay for about 2 years. So that theater was 1915, and it was the Gay for 2 years, and then it was the Strand.
Always been a theater.
Yeah, and then, yeah,
All right, we got to look at
it was. Look at
we got to look at Ronnie's younger brother. All right,
Did you get a picture of
we
it?
got David W. Collins family.
So we're gonna go down there now.
We're going to jaywalk, right? Because we're going to have to, because we have to jaywalk because they have the sidewalk closed in front of the Visit Knoxville office. So we're having to do this.
Breaking the law.
We're having to break the law because Kim Bumpus has the sidewalk blocked at the visitor center.
Can't have nice things like the sidewalk.
Come on, Kim. We must do better on a Wednesday night, Kim. Yeah, looks like they're getting a new coat of paint. A new coat of forest green.
What are they doing?
Hey, I don't know.
It's like this is local. Oh, it's another history tour.
Is it?
We should go over there.
Should we go ride along with them?
No, you have to pay for hers. We're the free ones.
Yeah, and we're on YouTube.
We're on YouTube. She does a good job.
She walks around with a microphone on a
Yeah,
stick,
that's
don't
why
she?
she can have like. I'm not doing no microphone on a stick.
I mean, hell, I tried to put a microphone on one time, and I thought that I could move back.
I'm feral.
No, I still got to keep close, even with the microphone.
Feral.
No, you're not feral. Are we going into the bottoms?
We're going down.
going down into the bottoms.
So we're going to talk about segregation.
All right. Let's say all right because I do think it's a good topic to discuss.
Yeah.
Not that I'm one of those,
It's a big part of history.
not one of those people that think that we should ignore it ever happened.
Right. We're going to talk about segregation and urban renewal.
Oh. Now y'all kind of get the idea of why this was called the bottoms.
Yeah,
We're going
down,
down.
down.
Which means we're going to have to go up to get out of here.
Yep, up. But we don't have to go all the way down that.
Oh, okay. I don't care. This might get me accustomed to walking again.
Steps. Right in this area. Okay. So there was a theater here. We're going to talk about urban renewal. We'll let him get down here. And segregation. And I'm going to find a picture for us. I didn't have a real good last night. Okay.
I didn't even know how. I didn't even read. I was
So let
driving.
me find the
I didn't
gym.
even read
Here
that
we
it
go.
said
Gym.
Olympics until you
Here's the gym.
Oh, that looks like a legit theater.
Yeah. Yeah. Right in this area.
Right
Like
here.
it's somewhere, and it's this. So Central is a dividing line from the east and west side. Okay, so there's Central, and the gym is listed at 106 East Vine. So that's like in here. And does that building look like I just wanted to compare those buildings in my neighborhood. Yeah, I think it might be. See how that building has those portals? I don't see them up there. And this has all been resurfaced.
Yeah.
So I don't know, it could be that.
This is 106,
Yeah.
but that's not where it was.
That's not the building.
Was the gym on the corner or no?
It looks like it's on a corner, but that could just be a gap.
I was gonna say, what about the next building?
Maybe.
What about the brick one?
Yeah. I mean, none of these buildings look like that.
Right.
But this would be the right. That's it.
Oh.
That's it. That's it.
Yeah, so maybe the bar building.
I think that might be it. Somewhere in here, maybe that building was the gym. So this is a good spot. See how this road curves? And see if I go straight, how I look right up that hill, right there? That's because this is Vine Avenue. And Summit Hill Urban Renewal, which was a way that the federal government funded cities for revitalization. It was kind of a like, scrape it all down and let's redo something, which affected like economically they focused on poor neighborhoods because cheaper real estate, oftentimes like the interstate. And so that disproportionately affected African Americans because this was the segregated area. And there were other segregated theaters in this kind of area, but I think that's one of them. And that was
looks like
Vine
it
Avenue,
matched.
straight up is Vine. And then it would have gone
Straight across.
as well, but the interstate took it out.
Yeah. Do you know what year the interstate was put in? That
Like late mids, 50s. I can find out.
That's fine. It don't matter.
Yeah. Yeah. But it significantly changed the landscape.
Yep. Yeah, this looks more like it. Hey, look, they got a big old new Sentinel hanging on the wall.
Sorry, sir.
Did it have an upstairs?
Somebody's jail writings detail the shooting.
Okay, and that's an example of one on the north side, which we talked about. There was also one on McCalla and 5 Points, probably looked like that, about that size. And then there was one down on Cumberland, probably looked like that, around the university area now. Didn't find anything in South Knoxville. That was like,
What was that theater that was across from the Trotter Montgomery office?
that was much later.
Right.
And people,
I've been in that one before to see something.
everybody saw Jaws in there.
I might have been Jaws.
Yeah, everybody saw Jaws, and that's what people used to tell me.
In 1936, these are all movie theaters, right?
Yes, what
All
I'm,
the ones we're talking
yeah,
about now
yes.
are movies.
Movies. By then it's movies. I mean, I don't know that we had a big, I don't know if they were built possibly with stages, but since they're not here, you know, I don't know, but they were advertised as motion picture houses.
Okay.
So I have to believe, you know, that they,
Oh, there's the star right there.
Star of the show.
I film all dogs.
yeah, the park, right.
Oh, Park Theater, that's it.
That's where I saw Jaws.
Yeah.
That's just, everybody talks about the Park Theater, which was later than 36.
Yeah.
But every time you bring it up, they're like, that's where I saw Jaws. Like all of Knoxville, that must be the only place they were showing Jaws.
They showed Earthquake at the Capri Theaters on Kingston Pike because they had
I remember
And
the
the
Capri
Capri-
the walls
Theater.
shook when they played.
Yeah.
Speaking of The Outsiders, I saw The Outsiders, the movie at the Capri. And that building, before that, was it was a different, they called the Terrace. The Terrace was
Yes.
64 and the Capri was 1948. So by 1948, they're like doing, that's a big structure. That's not just, it was a intentionally built theater. These are all theaters that were just leases and came into something else, and they may have been built that way, but the floor, when I was in Los Angeles, I worked at a Studio City Bookstore, and it was in an old theater, and they had just boarded over the floor to make it flat, but it's still, you know what I mean? Like, it's churches and theaters have a
All went
flooring
down.
thing. Do you know what I
Right.
mean? And I'm not sure how that.
Huh.
You got to think about that
That's a good
retrofit.
thing.
Yeah. Yeah.
Huh.
So here, this picture is one we missed, but I want you to see. There's the Riviera. There's the Farragut Hotel, the
Yep,
Riviera,
yep.
and then that Queen Theater is right here. See its marquee. So that building is now. This was the old bank building, the East Tennessee Bank building, and now that was the First American when I was coming up. But that's that corner. And then let's see. There was another photo down there I wanted you to see.
There's one out Broadway and Mount Fairmont too, in Hiawassee. And Broadway. There next to the Bowen Alley. What's the taco place? Soccer Taco.
Oh, there was a big theater up there,
Well,
yeah.
no, but it's in that building that's still sitting there where Elliot's boots or Red Wing shoes
Yeah.
were. When you turn the corner, I've heard about this, but I've never been there. But there was a theater around the corner on the side street.
Okay.
And it was near where the library was. There was a little small library.
Oh.
So I
And then
went
where
that way.
Broadway and Tazewell Pike split, in there, that's where the Tower Theater was.
Okay.
Wow.
So this is not 1936, but this is it. this picture claims to be earlier than that, and based on the pictures, it probably is. But you asked if there were any theaters down by the railroad, right? And I only know of one, and there wasn't one in 1936. I think they had started to just go out in the suburbs because people had cars by then. But in this picture that looks like the 20s, right? This is Rialto Theater is right there.
What streets are we on?
So the Atkin Hotel is right
Oh,
there,
okay,
and
okay.
that is right there.
Oh, wow.
So that's sort of the question, and then I think that is still a theater there, or they were doing theater, like Carpetbag Theater or something.
Oh.
I think that's still.
Yeah.
I think there must be a stage in there. Or they built.
If you go down the alley,
Uh-huh.
there's a theater there because we saw Pat the play
Story
there.
of Pat Summit.
Okay.
Yeah, you go up
There's
some
another
steps. It looks like a loading dock, but you go up a few steps and go in.
Oh, wow.
We saw the one woman play of Pat,
Oh,
Pat
wow.
Summit. And
really
it's
good.
in that alley.
Really?
Right
One on
before
that
you get to
street.
Jackson.
Okay.
Really?
Yeah. So this is like.
And then there's another one, supposedly you went there down where Central and Nagin come together. So
They're like
Yeah.
pocket theaters.
Yeah. And there's some good plays.
Yeah.
What's what, Harry?
That kind of thing.
the-
That she
the
said
rabbit.
before,
Yeah.
it's a building and you
Very.
put a
Anyhow, it's like-
projector and a screen in it and call it a theater.
Yeah. It's all
not
different.
purpose built.
Yeah, purpose built.
Hmm.
Okay, so we looked at the Queen Room, then we looked at the Rialto. All right, let's
so
head
the
up
gym
here.
was a historically black theater.
Yeah,
right?
segregate. Yeah.
Yeah.
Mhm, and there were other ones down there that got taken out. You know that area in Old City was the segregated
Yeah.
area.
With
So
the
the old
Coliseum.
city park was segregated at that point.
Down behind, like down in the what they call the bottom.
Yeah.
Like, you know, when I was growing up, and this is the 70s, that was like warehouses. It was, and my grandfather used to come down and pick up men to work because he would pick them up and they would be in the back of the car, and then they dropped me off at kindergarten.
Kaz's C&R Green Stamps warehouse was right up there on Patton Street,
Yeah,
right where the baseball stadium sit.
yeah, and that's also where the slaughterhouse was.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Lays.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Let's go to Market Square, because I think by 36, the reason they're not down there is because that's number one. That's kind of getting industrial down there because it's around the railroad. But in the 20s, maybe that was a good theater place because you had more. I don't know. I guess they were attracting tourists,
Careful.
which would have still been using the train in 36. So I don't know. It's interesting.
No, it's still green on Summit. So,
We can go.
yeah.
We can go till we get hit.
What's the mellow mushroom over here now?
Is it?
No, I mean the,
Oh.
the sculpture.
Oh, yeah, the mushroom sculpture. That's supposed to be our country music heritage.
What?
It's supposed to be something about country music.
Oh,
Is it?
That's. Well, the Everly Brothers got their little pocket park down there at, across from where Long's drugstore used to be. We got a little pocket park for the Everly Brothers. Yeah, across from Mayo's.
Oh, next week. That's scary. Next week is department stores.
Ah,
It's going to be a shorter walk.
yeah, because we didn't have. I mean, all the department stores are pretty close together, weren't they?
Yeah. It's all flat from here.
It's all good.
is Knoxville advertising for jackass drivers, or they just all coming in?
They
Yeah,
just
they're
come
giving
in
you
from
a-
California
yeah.
and New York, and
Yeah. So we're going to talk about that building next week when we talk about department stores.
yeah, what was in there?
Department store.
But I mean, which one do you
Grant.
mean? Grant.
I think Grant.
Okay.
Have to look.
Little teaser for next week.
Yeah.
Grand Department Store at the corner of Wall and Gay.
Let's cross the street before we leave.
Yeah, we will. I mean, I think they're trying to sell something, but they got
I think
a
I could
band.
do a better job singing.
I mean, they got like a tent, like they're selling something, and
Well, they've got the cool tent out
the
there.
cool tent, right? The cool's on the actual truck, but the band's not too cool.
No, it's a little bit loud.
No, that's how you get everybody down here, right?
Yeah.
So now I'm gonna have to check out and see what cool is
It's
via internet search.
athletic wear.
Athletic wear. It says born in the mountains.
Mountain wear.
Yeah, nice paintings. Art pop up. Hey, that looks like a theater box office. Hey, how are you?
Okay, who's read A Death in the Family?
Oh, I read that. That's a Cormac McCarthy.
Yeah. So,
That was his most
Did we
famous.
lose?
Oh, they're on the way. That was his most famous book, right?
A Death in the Family. Have you read it? It's good.
Morning.
Okay. So last time we talked about hotels. St. James. So there was hotels over here. There was also a little theater in 1936 called the Majestic on the north side of the wall. That's the north side. And if you've read A Death in the Family, that is the theater that they are describing.
Really?
Makes me want to read it again.
Yeah, I think I will read it again.
Yeah, we should have a book club. Local
Yeah, we
lore
can do that.
book club.
I just took a snapshot of that motivational thing right there.
Okay, so let's head over here. There were two little theaters on Market Square. I need 5 and 31. 5 and 31.
Well, we did this. Well, we had them all down pat at Christmas, but
I know, but I can't.
that's been a good 4 months ago now.
Let's go find. I think it's right over here. I'm gonna be on my way. I think it goes like this. Yeah, there's 34.
So 31's gonna be over here then. Be over here, won't it?
Yeah.
Won't it be like Ruby Sunshine?
That's 34. Not 33. I think it's popcorn.
Oh, you think it's popcorn?
33.
Ah. Oh, how cute. Hey, buddy.
Time to keep the money.
Okay, look at this. This is the coolest one.
Is it gonna? It lines up almost perfect, don't it?
Copper popcorn.
It is. Okay. Cool.
Nope, it's that one.
Ah, the
It's
TVA
the
employees
TVA
credit
credit
union.
union. That's the Rialto.
Huh.
So you can
And
come
then
and
we
see.
did our tour of Market Square at
Christmas.
the holiday.
Yep.
We brought that up. Yeah. And then there's another picture here. Look at this though. They've got little show bills in there.
Yeah. What?
Little show bills.
Oh, they
in there.
do.
I mean, it's kind of a scruffy little theater. I wonder if you started taking that. Like, I don't know. It's crazy looking. Because this is just sticks here now, right?
Yeah.
And then they've built in, but they've been closed.
Right.
Building, yeah.
Yeah.
For the
Yeah, there's
ATM.
another one. That picture.
It's the
Yeah, I'll pull it up.
They shortened the roof
Uh,
on the end now.
Yeah.
Or no.
Where is
There
that
it is.
picture?
That's right.
Where is that picture taken
Right
from?
here.
Probably standing about
about the middle.
Yeah, there's the Rialto.
Yeah.
And then
this
it'll,
is, well, you can see that right there. It's that.
Yeah.
And then those three,
That.
and then you can just catch a little bit of the corner of that one.
Huh.
Rialto.
Amazing.
So you got 6 sets.
But the Rialto is the
That.
credit union, not
Yeah.
Papa Popcorn.
No,
Right.
it's the credit union. But I wonder how their floor is in there. It'd be interesting to go
Yeah.
in the basement. Okay, so then there was another theater called the Crystal at, well,
With a C?
this is Crystal with a C. In 36, it says this is the Crystal. So that picture, at one point it was the Rialto, and then the Rialto was down there. So the Rialto moved around. And in 36, the Rialto was at 5 Market Square. Which
Should-
is on this side. That's odd.
Yeah. I wish I had the remnants of Chalk Walk.
What we need down here is a restaurant totally dedicated to breakfast and brunch and call it Totally Toast.
Cute. Cute. I like it. You just should open.
Totally toast. Think this guy's gonna play something in a minute?
I do. She's wearing the right outfit.
Oh, sorry. I don't mean to keep bumping into you.
So, in
5.
36, the Rialto was in 5, which I think is the Oliver.
Oliver Royal. Oh,
Yeah. Which I guess would have been inside this. This is the old Kern's confectionery.
yeah.
And it was Kearns in 36? Or was the Oliver in 36?
I'd have to look and see what it is in 36. That's a good question, but that's 5. So
Yeah.
the Oliver, in theory, was a theater. if all that's right. I'm looking at it.
You seen slanted floors? They fixed them.
Okay. So 2 on Market Square and 36.
That's cool.
So that's a lot of theater. And most people did not have the air conditioners. A lot of people, well, maybe not most, but a lot of people still didn't have the air conditioners.
So they didn't have air conditioners at home, so they didn't really expect them when they went to the theater either.
Yeah. But that's how you got cool in the summer.
At the
Some
theater.
of these air. I remember my grandmother talking about that.
Did it cost a nickel or a dime?
So she was like, they paid you. The way she was talking, they paid you to go in. It was so cheap, you know.
Because they make all their money on concessions.
Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah.
Much cheaper than they are now.
Yeah. But that's a lot of theaters in a small place, and it's all based on like walking. And so think of all the different, like, how did they compete with their different movies? You know what I mean? Like, did they, like, we were talking about Jaws and saying that the park was probably the only place that showed Jaws. I'm sure some of that was proprietary.
Might have been. Yeah.
You know?
But in the 30s, the studio system had a pretty tight control of distribution. So what they gave you is what you showed, and that's all you showed.
Yeah.
There weren't any independent filmmakers.
Right. Right, because now it's like franchises. Like
Right.
Franchise movie houses. So there, I mean, like, I don't even know what
They
that
only
process
show
is.
Star Wars.
Yeah. Yeah. So, yeah, so it's everything is different. Okay, so next week is department stores,
Woo-woo.
which is going to be much, we're going to stay up here. We're going to talk about things out there, but we're going to stay up here.
Do we have a year?
36.
36.
Yeah, 30 has just been easy to focus on 36 and then talk a little bit about the before and after.
Don't spoil it if you can, but where was Sears in 36?
Ooh.
Gay Street. And I'll tell you again, by 46, it's out. The first
Yeah.
suburban Sears is up at
Central.
Central. And a lot of people remember that.
I remember it when I was in the 70s, but
I don't remember that.
you know, go inside door and smell the peanuts and the cashews.
Roasted peanuts and the
Woo.
candy counter.
You had to
Woo.
get something. Always. Had our favorite.